In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Doing a thing for the podcast.
Dude, just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Oh, God. Here we are again.
Fuck, boys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, buddy.
Welcome to the Freedom Friends Podcast.
Yep.
Your mediocre show on a...
Your source for mediocrity in this mediocre
fuck, it's so
fucking
mediocre I
world.
can't even come up with a good intro. I'm like, fucking...
Your source for mediocre bullshit
Yep.
today.
Coming to you not even close to live
Not even fucking kind of close.
from, where?
The Warfighter Tobacco Studios.
In?
Beautiful San Antonio, Texas.
Yeah. So, and I'm Jazz, that's John, that's Mikey and Scott. I think we got to start doing that again because we just kind of stopped introducing ourselves for a while because we were like, fuck it, I'll figure it out.
People
Like,
are just like, oh, it's those 4 fucking weirdos.
yeah.
Whatever you do, don't follow us on Instagram. We
Yeah.
don't want that.
Well.
Or Fire Scott on Instagram. Don't follow it.
Yeah, at Hooligan Mikey. Don't follow that.
I'm not even logged into my own Instagram because I do
just
so little on that
John.
Yeah.
shit. It's just
John.
John. It's just John.
Q-Lab Jazz.
That's actually that's it.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna spell my name wrong, but that's okay.
Yeah, there's not a Z. Jesus.
Yep.
You uncultured pricks.
So I would tell you what the show's about, but fuck, we don't know.
I don't think we ever know.
Yeah, on today's episode,
we're
listen and find out.
Yeah. Like what the show's about in general. I don't
Yeah.
think we.
Yeah. Brought to you by warfightertobacco.com. Use that code Freedom Friends. Score yourself that sweet
God damn right.
15% off discount over there. And of course, our good friends over at owellness.us. Use that code Freedom Friends 25. Score yourself a quarter off your order over there from them. Boys.
You just sounded like that creepy dude from the Dr. Pepper commercials.
Did I?
Little Sweet or whatever the fuck his name is.
Little sweet.
He goes popping out of the wall. He's like, "It's sweet."
Sweet.
For that 2-year window where commercials are just weird as fuck.
Yeah.
It was just like
Those are good days.
Those were weird commercials,
Yeah.
though.
the funny thing is that
it's better than commercials that are like, I don't know, a shaving company that says masculinity is toxic.
Yeah.
That's horrible commercial days.
Yeah.
The funny thing about those commercials, it was like TV sucked, but the commercials were awesome.
Yeah, right?
It's like,
Like most Super Bowls.
Is there still TV?
no.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Does anybody have
That's
it?
like
I
anytime
have
somebody,
a TV.
No, like cable.
No.
Like,
anytime anybody tells me they always have cable, I'm always like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
What?
Oh, I like wasting money every month.
and they're like, well, there's programs I like to watch. I'm like, you could literally watch all that shit without commercials whenever you want.
Do they call them
Yeah.
programs? What are you talking to a grandpa?
It's still a program.
Watching the stories.
It's still programming.
Stories.
Like even Netflix has programming.
Sure.
So
You just don't hear people call it that. Like,
that's what it is. I'm
It's
sorry I'm using the
programs.
correct vernacular.
yeah. Is it? It's probably
It's still programming.
industry correct. Yeah.
It's still programming. Even if it's stream services, it's still programming.
Yeah.
That's why
That's
they have
weird.
release dates and when certain things become popular and
Yeah, I
other
guess
things aren't. and
that
all
makes
kind of
sense,
stuff.
yeah.
It's programming.
And they all
That's
trend
why
off
it's called-
algorithm too.
That's why it's called a program because it's actually it's a set up schedule for release. It's a program.
Got it.
Roger that. Learn something new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking,
So, I'm
just all
curious-
salty right now because new Rick and Morty's out, but it's not on fucking Hulu because
Oh,
it's gonna cycle Adult Swim first.
By the way, I got a login for you for Sling TV.
Fucking yes.
I'll take that too, please.
God damn it.
Got you,
It's
boys.
the only thing right now that I'm like,
It's literally the only reason I pay for Sling TV is so I can watch Rick and Morty when it comes
when it
out.
comes out,
I've been checking every day. And I'm like, fuck.
I got to combine 2 of my fanhoods on Prime Day, and it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I ordered the Rick and Morty D&D box.
Good
Because they made a
God.
special edition Rick and Morty D&D set.
Holy fuck.
I was like, oh my god, this is this is meta nerd.
This is it. This is what I need. Good news is I also get the sports package on that, so she can watch all of her Aggie games. On
yeah, because I was paying for fucking.
Hulu Live's a racket, bro. Sling TV is like $5 a month.
I hated Hulu Live too because then all the shit that you just want to stream, you can't get commercial free Hulu Live
Yeah.
on the on the shit that you would just normally stream.
Yeah.
Then it puts all the commercials back in it. I'm like, look, I get it. Like, if you want to put the commercials on like the PGA on the golf channel and all that shit because it's live, that's fine. But I should still just be able to stream fucking Letterkenny without commercials in it.
Dude, Sling's got a thing where it's got DVR time too. So like, I DVR all the fucking Rick and Morty episodes. So like, when you log into my Sling, you'll be able to fucking go back and watch.
I tried YouTube TV for a while too, and it had that where you could
That's
record
not bad.
shit.
Yeah,
but I might as well just pay for fucking cable. It was like $60 a month.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
I was like, fuck, there's not $60 worth of shit on here.
I think I paid like $15 a month for Sling or something.
Nice.
Yeah. Sling, give us money.
I'm just gonna start scheduling your DVR to fucking hold a bunch of just weird shit. What the fuck is?
It's cool. There's a delete button.
Potatoes. Potatoes are actually from the aliens.
I got kids that do that for me.
Yeah.
It's funny when you give somebody your login, and then like a couple weeks later, you like turn it on. And like all your suggested shit, you're like, I don't fucking watch any of this.
What is this?
And then it's like hard
weird.
to find shit you want to watch.
Right?
Like, shout out to my buddy DJ who gave me his fucking HBO fucking login.
I thought you were going to say Sling login. You're about to pimp to us. I'm like, fuck yeah.
No, he gave me his HBO one so I could watch Game of Thrones back when it was like still coming out, right? And he let me keep it. And then when he changed the password, he even gave it to me again. So it was like, I was like, you're a fucking,
that's nice.
You're a good fucking dude, man. Like, he's just a great guy. He was one of my groomsmen at my wedding. He's a good dude. And he like, it's funny. I've never added like a profile or anything. So it's still like under DJ, like when you go to the thing and you click on the profile. Like, so it's still under his shit. So his algorithms are like a bunch of kid shows and shit. And he's a single dude, no kids. Like, fucking, but it's like basically just like adult animation and fucking like the Muppets and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck?
I've got an HBO login. I've actually got two of them.
Do you?
Because I have one.
You get your mom's, right?
Yeah, well, sort of. So I never came off that cell phone plan. I just like give her money every month for like my bill and my cell phone and shit
still?
like that. Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Why wouldn't I pay for my shit?
Oh, no, I'm saying like,
Why wouldn't you have it in your own name?
yeah.
Oh, because that account is on the old grandfathered AT&T unlimited plan.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like a fraction of the price of the new
Right.
unlimited. That's why. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a fuck ton cheaper for me to just leave my number there.
Yeah.
Like ridiculously cheaper.
Like literally half the price.
Yeah.
So that's why I just
That
haven't
was
ever
when it
pulled
was
it.
like, if you have more than 4 lines or if you have more than 3 lines, we give unlimited and it's like $30 a month. You're
Yeah.
like, okay.
And so and we do. We have like 4 or 6 lines on it, and like, but it's ridiculously cheap. But then I've got AT&T fiber in the house, and they just did something where they lifted my bill by $10 a month, but they were like, but you get HBO Max, the login for free. So now I have 2
Yeah.
HBO accounts, and I'm like, okay, well, I already have an HBO account, so can you
Right.
can we go back to my old bill and you can take the HBO away? But whatever.
See, that's when I switched to T-Mobile, they pay for my Netflix. And I was like, oh, okay. And it's like, it's not like a
15
huge, yeah.
$18, whatever it is. Netflix keeps going up.
Yeah, because when I first got Netflix, it was like $5 a month.
I think it was like 8, I think, or something.
Yeah,
It was
8.
super cheap.
Yeah.
Now it's like 19 or something.
Yeah, fucking inflation.
But I'm not getting any more product. Like,
Thanks
I don't understand.
Thanks a lot, Obama.
So, Scotty, how was your weekend, buddy?
It was good. Let me think. Saturday I had an event out at the range at Austin, and went up there and
Those always do well for you guys.
yeah, it was busy, man. There was a
That was
lot of people.
the Tim Kennedy one, right?
Yeah, he released the new FN 509 something, his edition.
He's like,
They sold a shit ton of those. They sold a lot of those that day.
this is the Special Forces Ranger Sniper Edition.
Yeah, something like that.
Well, they had like 50 of them that I think like Tim Kennedy would hand sign,
And then you got a picture with him.
and you get a picture, and they were like $500 more
Yeah.
than just the regular
Well,
one.
they had like a case, and they might have had the little optic that came with it or something too. But yeah, it was a lot of people though. Like they opened up at 10, and there was probably 100 people standing outside before they opened.
Well, that's awesome.
I'm not gonna lie, I just don't get it. Like, I know a lot of those guys and stuff. I still just don't understand the veteran celebrity. Like, I just don't.
Well,
I don't
granted,
understand it.
He was also an MMA celebrity too.
Yeah, yeah.
But I still just don't get it. Like, it just doesn't
No.
click. And maybe it's
I don't-
because I
I
know a
don't-
lot of them or
I
whatever,
don't
and
know
they're
if-
just like people.
I
but
don't know if they were all there because Tim Kennedy was
or just because
there.
the new weapon came out.
I think they were all there because they're all like they go to the range at Austin, and they went there to support them.
And the range at Austin puts on fucking awesome events.
They do.
That place is over the
Yeah.
top.
So I mean, I think the event, having Tim Kennedy there, but I think it was just a lot of their like usual customers that were
That's good.
They're supporting them. And,
Nice.
yeah, because people were bringing in guns to use the range, and it was a busy day, so it was cool.
Well, now that there's actually ammo available, I'm sure people are probably itching to be able to get on the range
It's
again. too.
available. It's not.
It's still
a little
expensive
pricey.
as fuck.
I was actually talking to your brother today about this because a thing came in my email. Fucking gun broker and their fucking racket, but it was like 2,200 9mm rounds for what I worked out to was about 64 cents a round.
God damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I
that
found
was like that was with a coupon that I have for $100 off.
there
And I
was
like,
another. I got a thing from Academy got ammo back,
yeah.
and they had 50 count boxes of 22 LR, and they wanted I think it was $22 a box
For 50.
for 50 rounds, and I was like,
What?
that is 40 cents
'Cause
a
I-
round for 22 LR.
That shit used to be 10
Didn't I used
cents
to buy
a round,
this shit
bro.
in a
What-
bucket for
what-
like
do
50
you-
bucks?
Do you remember what brand? Because I buy really expensive 22.
No, it
ammo.
was no. This was like literally
This is like-
clinking,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
bullshit
This is
22
like
LR.
white labeled Winchester.
Yeah, like-
yeah.
Because you can buy a Lapua accurate fucking
Sure,
great
the
rounds.
competition grade
And
stuff.
I think I give like $10 a box of 50 for those or something.
Right for
I think it was like 14.
14
for
yeah.
Something like
competition
that, yeah.
grade
But it's
stuff.
still worth it.
I
'cause
get
those
it.
groups are-
100%.
But
yeah.
I'm like, I know I bought 22 LR in like a tiny little paint bucket for like $50, and they like sold it to you by
Oh,
weight,
it's probably
Yeah.
cheaper than that.
and it was
yeah.
just like, I mean,
yeah.
it just used to give the shit away.
Yeah.
Now it's like 50 cents a round. I'm like, for
Fucking
22 LR.
ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's fucking out of
Yeah,
control.
so I'm just not buying ammo because I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
whatever.
So I guess we all have the same Sunday.
Yes, we all have the same Sunday.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
true.
pretty much.
John, you want to
How was
us-
your weekend, buddy?
give us a lowdown on Sunday?
We had a little pool party at the house.
Yeah, the inaugural
Yeah,
pool
had
party.
a break in the pool.
It's a very nice pool, dude.
Thank you.
I really like it, actually.
Yeah?
I like how it's deep as shit in the middle.
Yeah.
Instead of like having like a deep end.
Like one end.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's funny
like-
because nobody knows. And so
Yeah.
they're like, whoop, under the water.
Yeah. I like that pool a lot, dude.
That
It's
was
a good
fun.
setup.
My weekend was pretty good, actually. I can't remember what the fuck I did on Friday, but Saturday I went scuba diving.
Yeah.
Dove in Canyon Lake down here in Texas, and it was interesting. I was out with a group called Mission Support Scuba. They're a nonprofit. They're geared toward getting veterans in the water. Awesome group of dudes. They're based out of Dive Shop San Marcos. If you want to check them out in your local area. But so we went to Dove Canyon Lake, and the only time I was at Canyon Lake was last year. Brought the pups up, and like it was nice. You could see the bottom when we were at the beach and everything. Cool. It's not really like that once you get underwater.
Pretty dark and dingy down there. Huh?
It wasn't. There was a lot of places where it wasn't bad.
Well,
It wasn't great, but it was like,
were you guys on the dam side?
Yeah.
Like so you're on like the Army Corps Engineer dam side?
yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
So if you're in the lake looking at the dam, we're on the left hand side,
Oh, okay.
across the other side of the dam from where the park is.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's in North Park Canyon Lake, and they have a whole bunch of dive stuff like intentionally sunk. They have like dive platforms like 25 feet down. They have a down diver that's made out of metal, and it was really weird because like I knew we were going to look for it, but it was super murky, and we just got under the thermocline, so it dropped like 10 degrees, and then it was like really hazy because just the way the water was. And then as soon as it cleared up, it looked like there was like a person on the ground on the bottom, and I was just like, oh, that's supposed to be there because they have like a tank and the whole nine.
Sure.
But that's pretty cool. There was like 3 or 4 different vehicles, a boat, a motorcycle, a couple little dive platforms. But they had a whole bunch of like classes going on. So they had like 6 to 12 divers in the water at a time on these different platforms, and we were just cruising around, like checking out pretty much everything. And you can totally tell when you're getting close to one of these classes because you fucking can't see shit because they're kicking up all the silt from around at the bottom. But that was cool on Sunday, and then I ended up having all the equipment. So on Saturday, on Sunday, Still had the equipment. Brought it all set up in a pool.
Yeah, that was fun.
And anybody wanted to play with it, they got to go.
I hadn't fucked around with a regulator in quite some time.
Right.
Yeah, it was fun. It was like walking on the bottom,
Yeah.
looking at all your dicks.
Scott's boy loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
he was enjoying
He was
it.
having a great time. But yeah, we cooked a fucking bomb-ass brunch.
It was so good. That food was ridiculous.
Shout out to Jazz.
I was just
on
going to say,
the
Jazz, I got to
skills.
give it to you for your bacon, man.
Motherfucker, dude. Like, god damn. I'm glad you embraced meat and not fucking World War II trivia.
Right.
Like, fuck.
Yeah, I was pretty happy with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well
we
done.
had
Well done.
we had what, 3 different types of bacon?
Yeah.
We had Letitia,
Yep.
the black pepper one,
That's a bad
OG.
bitch.
the OG,
Yeah.
and then everything but the bagel,
Yeah.
and they were all delicious.
Dude, that everything but the bagel took me off guard.
Yeah.
Because me and Jazz would be in our normal gay self, and he was like feeding me, and all of a sudden he feeds me, and I was like, "Oh, just like, what is that?" Like,
It definitely
bitch.
doesn't fall into like a standard bacon profile.
well, you just don't expect it to have that kind of flavor profile, you know?
Right.
It's like, no, that's
So then we
awesome.
did Jim from episode "Fuck You, Sir."
Yeah. We could probably, at this point, guys, we could probably just start just calling him Jim.
I just like said "Fuck
He's
you,
been on the
sir."
show like 6 times.
I know. So Jim, Jim brought duck eggs,
Those are good as
and they
fuck.
were so good. They did them scrambled. They did some sunny side up, and they were delicious.
Yeah, those were legit, man. I threw one of those sunny side ups on top of that ham fucking
The
hash brown deal that you did.
the hash brown omelet thing.
fucking legit.
I saw a video like literally like 3 or 4 days beforehand.
Not
and
angry at that.
No,
essentially,
I don't know what to call it, but it was delicious.
it's like a hash brown omelet, maybe ham and cheese hash brown omelet.
Dude.
But it was hash
Fucking-
browns on a flat iron, and then they poured scrambled eggs all over the hash browns, and then put cheese and ham, and then cut them up in little quarters and fold them up like an omelet, flipped them a couple times, and served them.
Yeah.
So they did the same thing, and it fucking worked.
It's fucking,
Yeah, it was like a weird like omelet casserole
Yeah,
thing. It was
fucking
good.
legit, man.
I'll take it. And yeah, and then we sat in the pool all day, attempted to smoke some really big cigars.
Yeah, it didn't work out.
No,
No.
that sucked, kind of. I hit my keys against the chair, and my little truck was flashing like a motherfucker. So, but yeah, and then we smoked cigars. The rain came. That sucked.
Started raining.
Yeah.
Started raining right when I was leaving.
Yeah, it didn't stop.
Yeah. Yeah, really? Because it wasn't raining at my place by the time. Haley told me, though, that she was like, it dumped on me over here. And I was like, yeah, it just started over there. I guess that makes sense. It's moving that way.
The morning before Dave and I came, we dropped a vehicle off here at the shop. We would stop to HEB so I can get last minute shit for brunch. And I had Kira with me, and it was nice out, not a cloud in the sky. I'm like, ah, fuck it. You know, it was like probably 76, 77 degrees out. So I just rolled all the windows down the truck. She's just happy as fuck, just sitting there. We go in, get a bunch of shit that we need. We come back out, and as soon as we get like to the door and I look out through the glass door, it is just downpour. And I'm like, oh fuck. And I walk out, and Kira's like sitting in the middle of the back seat because it's literally raining in both windows, and she's just looking at me like, you asshole.
You fucking dick. Such a good girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. It was a good barbecue.
It was. It was good, man. It was good. Fucking
How about you? What'd you do on Saturday?
fuck all.
Yeah.
No. I had an event. There was a veterans parade, like a local veterans parade, put on by an organization called the Jacqueline Smith Foundation, which is a local nonprofit. And I guess her father was a veteran, so it was like in his name or whatever. It was very, very very low key, and it was kind of like to help benefit like homeless vets. So I had a bunch of like old like blank T-shirts and stuff in the office, so I brought them over there, and kind of took some time in the morning. I had Haley and the boys with me. We just kind of did that, and then we went fucking. What did we do after that? Shit. We drove around for a little while downtown, and then just fucking came back home. And then, I didn't do much. It was just kind of chilled. On Sunday, I went over to John's place and left so that she and Jazz's wife could go get pedicures together. So Caitlin followed me home and then picked up Haley, and fucking we kind of high-fived on the tarmac, and then I had the kids the rest of the night, and she was out fucking around with Caitlin, and yeah,
Nice.
pretty low key, chill weekend, man. Jazz?
Well, Sunday, obviously, I was with all you guys.
Sure.
Saturday, I went to a collectibles and toys convention. Went and did nerdy shit.
Yeah.
And then we ran some errands and stayed at home the rest of the evening after that. So the con was cool, but it was extremely nerdy. So it was.
You have a little nerd overload. I need to go home and do something manly. Well,
Yeah, I mean, like we did that. It was it was a weird day because I did the con and then we left that around 1, and then it was a smaller convention, so
Sure.
it didn't take long to get through the whole thing, and then. But yeah, then I left and like had to go buy more pork belly and stuff like that
Where was it
to
at?
continue to make bacon. Kerrville.
Oh, that's a bit of a trek.
It was about an hour to get out there. So the system is like on a tour, and they're
It's like, of all places to do a fucking Comic-Con, why'd they pick Kerrville, Texas?
well, and that was the weird part, right? And the
It's
only
like fucking
the only thing I
random
can figure
spot.
is so they did. It's called Con Live, and they're doing like 6 stops in Texas, but it's like Tyler and Odessa, and like Kerrville, and
So like none of the well-known cities. It's just
I
all, like,
literally think that they're picking cities on cost. I think it's like whatever little haul they can get for like as low money as possible.
Yeah.
Because it's keeping the ticket price really low, so
No,
it's like
what was
$10 to get in.
Oh, okay.
So like I bought VIP tickets at 40, which let me
Jeez.
like cut the lines and shit like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, and you got like extra art and like you got stuff for it,
Sure.
and then you got this metal attendance badge that
So,
you could flash and you could cut all the lines and all that shit. So
Mike, have you been to like a con of some sort?
Yes. Yes. I went to
What-
San Diego Comic-Con once, which is like the
that's
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
the Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Scott, have you ever been to a con once?
No.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong.
It's a lot of fun. I
They're a
have to
blast.
admit, like
No,
the
I-
These are
I-
tiny,
the
but they're
people
really good
watching's
size.
I'm not
amazing.
denying any of that,
Yeah.
but what I just pictured in my mind was with Jazz saying that he got a VIP ticket and it was like $40, which in the greater scheme of everything, that's not that much.
Sure.
Is that like what I picture is like a whole bunch of people that for $40 is a lot of money to them. You know what I mean? And then Jazz is just like has adult money and he's just like, nah, whatever. You know?
Kind of. I mean,
Yeah,
because
because you probably got a lot of like teenagers and shit there where it's
Well,
like, I paid $10 to get
I
into
mean, the
this
thing
thing.
is that I also know
Yeah,
that
Jazz is like, fuck out of my way, peasants. I got my VIP ticket right
kind
here.
of like one of the dudes that showed up, and I was going to get his autograph on one of the collectibles and stuff that I had, and there was like this big line to meet him, and it was all of these. And the thing is that I know that community, and most of them, it just kind of comes with the territory. Most of them kind of don't go do well in life. Like even like these nerds that kind of grow up,
Yeah.
they tend to have like some customer service job or whatever. So
Yeah.
they don't really have, like you said, like adult money where you can just be like,
Not that there's anything wrong with
no,
customer service.
it's
or
fine.
anything
Like,
like
do
that,
your thing. But the thing
yeah.
is that there's a difference when, like, my wife and I both make decent money,
Yeah.
and we have no kids. Like, no, so I get to indulge in my hobby on a level that most people don't get to.
Yeah.
Like, because I have the money to spend on it.
What comes first? Kids? How do I say this? I don't think I have hobbies like yours because I had kids.
Yep, that's exactly what happened.
Yeah. But if I didn't have kids, I'm trying to think of what kind of hobbies like yours that I would have.
So
So the thing is that when you
instead
don't
of
have kids,
instead of the Trans Am that you had,
you'd still have it.
you'd probably have like 6 other ones.
Yeah.
And
No,
motorcycles.
there's definitely that kind of hobby, but I'm talking like toy.
Oh, like collectibles and all that
yeah.
kind of stuff. So, and that's the thing
I
is
could
that
see you doing like a magazine subscription or some shit. Like I could see him like having like fucking like your
National
National
Geographic.
Geographic.
I could see like you having something like
I
that.
don't know.
So-
I had beer steins. I still have
Yeah.
them somewhere.
Yeah, I have
in
somewhere.
storage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's what a lot of people end up doing when they get adult money and stuff, and they get to be our age. What they end up starting to collect is any of the stuff that they remember from their childhood.
Yeah.
So they get really big into trying collecting like all of the old original GI Joe toys and
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. And it's not necessarily because they're like still following the comics or still into it or whatever. It's the nostalgia piece,
Yeah, yeah.
and so that's the whole.
I could get that. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, like when we were talking about the difference between like She-Ra and He-Man
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like all that kind of stuff, and you knew it from your childhood.
Now it's She-Man.
No, it's actually yeah. Although the new He-Man trailer that dropped for Netflix
I
looks
miss
hot.
He-Man
like-
and She-Ra. Now it's
but-
just She-Man. Fuck.
But so what a lot of people end up doing is they go back and they collect those toys
Right.
from their childhood that they couldn't get,
Yeah.
and now they have that adult money, and they're like, "Fuck it, yeah, I'll spend the money now because I'm
Yeah.
gonna have it, goddammit." And
Right.
so
Like I want all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fucking shit or something.
my brother
Yeah.
had all the Teenage Mutant Ninja
I
Turtles.
had,
Yeah.
I had a bunch, yeah.
like I know a guy that
The
owns
party
a.
wagon.
The pizza shooter.
Yeah, fucking shot
I
pizza.
had the I had the van that that
Yeah.
shot pizzas up the
Yeah,
front.
me
Yep.
too.
But like one of the guys that I get some of my gaming stuff from, he is actively collecting all of the old X-Men action figures from the early '90s.
Yeah.
But he's only getting them if they're like still in the blister pack.
I
And-
can see like Transformers. Maybe those are cool.
yeah, and
Yeah,
that's
fuck
and
yeah.
there's like a huge market for that for collecting them. So that's most of the time that's what you see.
I
Like when
gotcha.
an adult starts getting into collectibles, if you're not like a career nerd like I am, where you
Right.
like
Career nerd.
been a nerd a long time. It's a little weird. Now I feel like a hipster nerd because I was like into all this shit when I was like a kid, and it made me like
I was a nerd before being a nerd was cool.
Right, and so it's like, and now all of a sudden it's like it's all pop culture and it's like totally acceptable to be like really into Marvel,
So
and
you
I'm
guys,
like,
you guys have like nerd
motherfucker.
posers. You guys have like nerd posers.
well, it's a little infuriating because I dealt with all the shit when I was a kid because I was like into this stuff,
Well,
and it was like,
then when we were kids and you were into this, there was a point when you were in school that you kind of had to outgrow it, right?
well,
or
it was
get- or
either
get
or,
fucked with.
Or get fucked
or
with.
get
Yeah.
fucked
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
and so
Yeah.
it was just like,
Yeah.
So like mine didn't really happen until like 9th grade.
Like
10th
nice
grade?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, dude.
Yeah.
How
What
about
do you-
these? How about these boobs? You know,
right? Like,
Well, and
okay.
so I shifted all of mine into cars and just
Right.
got really into cars.
Yeah.
And so that kind of made it like okay, because now I was a teenage boy
into cars.
that was into cars
That's
and could
age
turn
appropriate.
wrenches and do all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I like to fuck, so it was like,
I
hey,
was-
this is my new hobby.
Yeah, I was into pussy. Like
Right.
I fucking laser focused on vagina for like my high school years.
And
That's all I
then-
gave a shit about. Like, it
But I
hit me
never,
hard.
I never got rid of any of my stuff. I just
Yeah.
it just kind of collected dust for a few years, and then I got out of high school and all that kind of shit, and it kind of turned into like, I really still dig this shit.
Yeah.
So, and just went back into it. So,
Right.
I essentially have been a career nerd with like a 5-year hiatus in the middle, and then just went back to being a nerd. Like,
You know what? Fucking. If I knew then what I know now, you know what I mean. And hindsight's always 20/20. But I treated toys like shit as a kid.
oh god,
Like I fucking destroyed shit. And like nowadays, like you hear about like I remember fucking with my cousin's Pokemon cards one time, right? And I was making fun of him for them. And like he was really proud about this fucking card that he had. Right? And it was a fucking holographic Charizard first edition.
And you ripped it in half.
Which is now worth like $40,000.
yeah. If you can get a graded one,
It's like literally
huge
like,
money.
I watched like there's a nerd that pops up on my Facebook sometimes on videos for some
His
reason.
name's
It's
Jazz.
and he's cracking packs.
and he's opening up packs and he pulled one of those and it's like $40,000. I was like $40,000. My cousin Gary had that fucking
Well,
thing,
but
and we were
there's-
like fucking stupid thing, and we're like throwing
That's
it
why all
around.
That's why all that violence broke out at the Targets and the Walmarts, and now Target and Walmart won't carry Pokemon and Magic the Gathering anymore. They're not carrying the cards anymore because they were following the distro people home to try and see where they were going, and like fist fights were breaking out. A gun got pulled.
I want to see those fist fights so bad, so bad.
But see, here's the thing: is that what you're imagining is a bunch of Pokemon players after the cards, but they're
No.
not. They're resellers.
Yeah, these are dudes
So these
who
guys
make
don't give
money
a
off of
fuck about the game.
Yeah.
To them, they're all just digging for gold. Because if you spent $500 opening packs, but you pop a $3,000 card,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
totally worth it.
Yeah.
So these guys are they're ruthless, and it's a bunch of dudes that look like Mikey, just fucking brawling in the middle of Target over Pokemon packs, and
I
you're
still
sitting there
want to
going,
see those fights.
I'm in. It doesn't change that I want to see
weird,
this.
man. It's weird, and
Because I want to see the interrogation by the cop after the fact, where he's like, "So what was this about?" They're like, "Pokemon cards." Like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's weird. Like,
Yeah.
and so that's why I kind of like going to the cons too. Some of it is the people watching, and you kind of go
People
like,
watching is
and it's
fucking
like,
choice,
well,
dude.
you were lonely. Like
But you know what? Though? At the cons, they're not.
at the cons, you were in your tribe. Those are your fucking people.
Like, and like everybody's in a great fucking mood. Nobody's fucking negative.
Nobody's
like,
mad. Like it's all good.
Like it's like
yeah.
you can't be fucking. And I'm a bit of a Star Wars nerd, so like especially like San Diego Comic Con, I was like, oh, okay.
SDCC is a different animal.
Yeah, I can let my nerd flag fly a little bit and
Yeah.
talk Star Wars and shit. Speaking of which, nice hat. Fucking
It's the only hat now.
yeah, it is the hat.
It's the only hat.
What's your rank?
This is a Grand Moff.
So Grand Moff Jazz,
Yeah,
Grand Moff Broom.
I'll take it.
Fucking but like yeah, like that. Like it was cool to see. And you're right. A lot of these guys, it's like, fuck, man, these guys are probably real lonely on the outside. You know
It's
what I mean?
changing a lot now though because it's become so.
TikTok, bro.
It's not just TikTok. It's been several years now. Really, we can thank Disney and what they did with Marvel.
You can get some fucking smoke shows
No
fucking
shit.
out
There's
there.
some cosplayers out there that are
cosplaying.
next
Like,
layer. But
holy fuck.
Disney with what they did with Marvel suddenly made it extremely acceptable to have a fandom for something that came out of comic books and stuff like that because all of a sudden it became it's Robert Downey Jr. and it's like all
Yeah.
of these A-list actors that are playing comic book characters and all of a sudden it's
Yeah.
socially acceptable. But
Tell
now
me
you go
Thor's not awesome, and then look at Chris Hemsworth and be like,
Yeah.
never mind.
Yeah.
I mean, like, fuck.
and then
Like,
but then you go to these cons and you'll find these people that are like I saw a thing the other day and this dude is a personal trainer and his whole thing it's called training like a Saiyan. And his whole thing is he's a bodybuilder coach. But he doesn't
that trains
train
like Dragon Ball.
bodybuilder. But literally his whole claim is I will give you a training regimen to get your body cut to look like a Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball. And he is making money hand over fist. But what he is a bodybuilding coach.
Yeah.
Because it's the same sculpting.
Sure.
It's just he's tapped into these guys. So now you're at these cons, and these guys are just
Untapped resources.
jacked, and
Yeah.
you're just like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
but it's a different world now going to these cons. But
See, I don't understand anime, and your wife's always trying to get me to fucking get me into it. She sends me 47 TikToks a day about anime, and I'm like, I don't fucking care. I don't want to watch this shit. Like, I'm not into it. But
it's just another form of entertainment that everybody just you're either into it or you're not. Like,
yeah, you know, and
like I don't watch war movies.
telling motherfuckers no
Yeah.
is real difficult, though. Apparently,
Like I don't
fuck.
watch modern war movies. Like anything that's based on like the last 20 years. I don't watch them.
Yeah, it's hard.
I don't enjoy them. They're shit. They're always made by civilians. Like I don't fucking care. I don't care. But I have a shit ton of people like, oh, you have to watch it. It's fucking great. And I'm like, why? Like,
There's only a couple that are actually really good.
There's a couple out there that are fucking solid.
but I just don't watch them. I'll watch the historical ones. But
Yeah.
I
Like
don't-
you got like your fucking docs that were fucking real deal, like Restrepo
Yeah.
and shit like that. Like that's different.
but yeah, I just
If
have no desire to watch the shit. So it's just what you're into. Like everybody
Yeah.
has their own. Everybody has their own fucking kink.
I like to, so it's weird
You
knowing
really
some of the
do.
people
You
that
really
we
do
know.
need to watch Hurt Locker though. It's
That's a quality flick
it's a doozy.
yeah,
It's weird. Like we're all buddies with Clint Romachet, right? And for some reason, like Clint's been like the subject of like 2 different fucking movies now, and like a show on Netflix and all this shit. And like every time they always make him tall, and I'm like, and I call him, and I'm like, "What the fuck you?" They always try to portray you as being a tall guy, dude. Like, what the fuck? And he's like, "I don't know."
Because they're just casting a hero.
But what he told me was like, it's because Danny DeVito was too busy doing the next season of Always Sunny. So, it's like, he's like, no, fucking. It's like, dude, you do not look like fucking Clint Eastwood's son. I was like, I'm sorry, bro. like, fuck,
That's okay, because Bradley Cooper's a sniper.
right? Bradley Cooper
Was
looked-
actually believable.
Yeah, he looked like fucking Chris Kyle though. Like,
Yeah.
it was
Actually
like,
believable.
all right, that's pretty fucking accurate casting. And shout out to Bradley Cooper. I think he did.
he
a
did.
good
He
job.
did a good job.
The baby was shit. That fucking ruined the whole movie for me when they had the fake baby.
The doll.
Think you couldn't fucking put a real baby in there? Fuck off. Like, fuck. Like,
It's like I get the carry around with the doll. Like I've seen that done on set.
Sure.
But when you're gonna go show it, don't actually use the doll.
Use a
Like,
baby.
You can put a baby in there for 10 seconds.
yeah,
Like, you're fine.
It's fine. What the fuck? That's what fucking. That probably ruined that entire movie for me. Was just that doll. I was like,
What do you guys
"Ah."
think of Act of Valor?
Never
Well,
watched it.
So Active Valor was different because they were all active duty SEALs that played in it, right?
Maybe.
If Charlie Sheen's not in a SEAL movie, I'm not watching it.
No, it's
I draw the fucking line. I have standards.
it was shit acting
That's
because
like
they weren't acting.
Tom
Yeah.
Cruise in the Air Force
Yeah.
movie.
But
I'm not. If Tom Cruise isn't in it, I'm
outside,
not watching it.
outside of the acting, like I think it was one of the more accurately filmed
It's
ones.
because they were all actually SEALs.
But that's what I mean.
When that fucking SWIT team comes around that fucking bend,
that's
Dude,
the
I
best.
fucking went 6 to midnight.
there was not a fucking soft cock in the theater, bro. Like that bitch was fucking. I was like, and like that shit was fucking dope.
Yep.
Like
They definitely.
they one took that too.
Well, they had to.
Fucking, yeah.
It had to, it had
This
to
is-
cost $1 million.
Like, this is so. You want to know another cool little film fact about doing things in one take? When they did Saving Private Ryan and they did the beach scene right in the beginning,
Yeah.
that was one continuous shot, and they had one time to get it done because of all the explosive and everything they all had set up. And so they ran through everything, and everything luckily went off exactly how it was supposed to be. And they were like, "Holy fuck, it worked!"
It's one action to cut.
Yes.
It's multiple.
Yeah,
angles.
yeah,
Like
yes,
there's
100%.
multiple cameras and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
But it is a.
But it was like
It was
if you were
one
there in
go.
person, it was
Yeah,
go.
They did not reshoot anything.
No.
That was a. And, they did an interview with Spielberg too. That they just kind of told the actors where not to walk, but didn't tell them when anything was going off. So a lot of those.
That's how it should be.
A lot of the reactions were like when shit was popping and people were like, Jesus, and like that's all real.
Yeah.
Like and then there were some pickup shots that they did when like the dude's walking around and like finds his arm and like picks it up
Yeah,
off the ground.
yep.
Like because they needed that specific shot. But yeah, that was all one action to cut. Which
I was. What was the dude's name? He's in the process, or he's trying to fundraise when COVID happened to get a film made about the 82nd dropping in on D-Day also
Yeah.
to show that side of things. Fuck, I can't remember his name, but he was like the I don't know, military advisor for Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
And fuck, I can't remember his name, but that was I was watching an interview with him, and he was explaining that opening scene of Saving Private Ryan.
What is his name? God damn it.
I know, right?
Old guy.
Yeah. Dale Dye. Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
No.
I don't know, man. Like, I'm kind of with Jazz on like modern war flicks. For a long time, dude, I couldn't watch them just because it was fucking with me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I couldn't play Call of Duty. I couldn't play any of that shit. Like, and it wasn't. I don't want to say it was PTSD, but I guess it had to be.
Yeah.
Like, it just fucking made me uneasy.
Yeah.
Especially like Modern Warfare came out on fucking on fucking Xbox. Like, dude, that shit was fucking right on in some aspects. I was like, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
like,
that whole series, Modern Warfare, the series and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they actually do so much homework and bring in so many experts to actually like dial that thing in.
yeah, like there was a while, like I'd go through the barracks, like checking field day. The Marines would be sitting there fucking playing, and I'd be like, they'd be like, "You still you want to play?" I'd be like, "I'm all set, dog. I lived it." I was like, I don't really want to do that, you know? Like, fuck.
And that's the thing that I think with a lot of people that play it is you don't find a lot of combat arms guys that play
No.
because they're like, no, kind of did
Like,
this.
yeah,
like,
like-
you know,
I don't know if
But,
that's
like,
true.
But,
and honestly, it was just post Fallujah. It was just weird seeing shit go house to house or
Yeah.
whatever. And for a long time, I was like, it just made me fucking uneasy. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't watch fucking. Like I remember, what fucking movie was it? You know, I think it was American Sniper. Because like, it was like filmed to look like Fallujah because he was in Fallujah. Because
Yeah.
Chris Kyle was
Yeah.
Overwatch for fucking us when we were doing that shit. So they made it look, it was pretty fucking right on, man. Like as far like shout out to the guys who made that movie set. Like they fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
You know, and it was like I remember watching that. I shut myself in the man cave and I was watching it and I was like it freaked me the fuck out.
do you
for
know
a little
how
while.
hard
I
it
was
is to
like, fuck.
actually make a set look like shit? No, I'm serious.
It's probably really hard.
It's super hard because
Yeah.
it's super easy to build a new
We
building.
need 45 people to poop in this corner.
But it's super easy to be like,
Hey, can you break all
Hey,
this
we
shit
need-
and spread it
we
around?
need a thing that
Why
looks
are
like
you
a-
throwing your
that
wrapper in the
looks-
trash can? It needs to go on set.
Yeah.
yeah. So like anything that you see where like it's shot in like a really nice condo or a really nice house or whatever like that.
That's easy.
It's easy as fuck. You go in, you decorate it, and just be like, just don't touch anything.
Yeah.
But you need to make something look like a shithole that's been there forever.
Yeah.
Dude, it is so
Because you gotta,
fucking
you
hard
gotta
to
dirty
do.
everything.
Because you got to fake time. You got to fake like 30 years like worth of shit, and you're
good
just
point.
like, God damn it.
That's a good
Or
point.
you just build it and then blow it up
Yeah.
and then film.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
done.
So, but those guys do their homework, and the amount of reference material and stuff that they pull is
Yeah.
it's pretty phenomenal. I've
There's
seen. I
some
mean,
things that I'm like,
you should
"Fuck
see
off."
the you should see the books that exist for putting like a set together.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
be like it's a binder, like a 3-inch ring binder of just
yeah.
page after page after page after page of everything, and then the continuity. Because if you have to come back multiple days and make it look right, you've been on set and had to deal with continuity issues, and you're sitting there going like,
Not so much.
what's the word about that? Ranger King? On most films, though, like if you're shooting one scene that's going to take multiple days,
Yeah.
and like so now you're gonna run the scene with these angles and then run the scene again, but change the angles and stuff.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure that anything that moved or changed in the scene all gets put back to the 0 position. It all has to be moved in the exact same way, and
Yep.
those continuity levels. So when you take that and then time it on top of, hey, now it needs to look like a country that's been blown up a half a dozen times.
Fucking Mikey, go to
Today.
1. Mikey, go
Like-
to your 1. Mikey,
Yeah.
go to your 2. Mikey, go to your 1. What the fuck do you want me to do? Mikey, go to your 2. God damn it. Like, fuck.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Like, so the big set productions and stuff like that.
C-Cam kept fucking up. Jesus. He's flipping me off.
Fucking. That's why you got to work with professionals.
Right? Fuck.
I met Mikey on a tiny little film set.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just
That was a tiny little film
I was
set.
just a dickhead in the backyard. That was my role.
Whopping 2-person crew running that whole fucking thing.
Yeah, right? Suck. Yeah.
So I have to ask if any of you guys saw Trump in Ohio.
I did, man. I saw part of it. I watched part of it. You got a hell of a fucking crowd.
And watching him go, this is the first official Trump rally for the 2022 election season. I was like, oh, fuck.
Here we go. I
I
don't know,
didn't see
dude.
it.
There's a lot of people. There's a lot of folks out there who they're like, oh, we fucked up.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? He gets elected again?
4 more years of Biden. That's the worst.
No.
that can happen.
No.
Like,
That won't happen.
No, what's the worst? Trump gets elected again.
That can't happen because there's
He can't.
he
He's
ain't
not
gonna
going to
live
make
that
it.
long.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna live
And not for anything ill,
I'll
other
be
than the fact
honest
that
with
he's
you.
just fucking old as dirt.
I didn't.
Like,
I didn't think he was gonna make it to June before fucking the 25th Amendment at his ass and fucking.
Oh, I thought he was
Too easy to
gonna.
puppet.
I thought he was gonna get Clinton. Not gonna lie.
he's too easy to puppet, and you can tell when he speaks. Because, like, that whole, like, I don't know.
Yeah,
They usually just give me a list of names to read out, and I'm kind of. So,
When he's not reading cue cards, he can't speak.
He whisper.
Just a fucking talking head, man.
That's it. He
That's
just
all he is.
he
Or
just
it's
takes
a random
words.
conglomeration of words.
Yeah,
and
he
you're
just puts.
like,
He takes words. He puts them together, and 90% of the time they don't form a sentence.
either that or he's casting spells, and we just don't know.
You know the thing.
Are you a fucking wizard? Like, what are you
Hair,
saying
legs,
right now?
things.
Yeah.
And he's still being creepy.
Checks.
He's like, look at you with those barrettes in your hair. You look like you're 19. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Did you guys see that?
No.
What the fuck, Mr. President? The fuck is wrong with you?
Or his speech about how this country is doomed.
Yeah, right?
This country
I
is
like how
doomed, and it's doomed, and it's not just doomed because of the African American population, but because of these. And I was like, the fuck did you
Dude.
just say?
Like, how is that okay, dude? Fuck. If Trump would have said that shit, holy fuck. Portland would have exploded again.
I just love
You know what
that
I
he's
mean?
like, you need
fuck.
nukes and F-15s to overthrow the government.
It's like, okay, give it to me.
Yeah.
Bitch, hold my beer.
Like,
This AR-15 is a weapon of war.
Yeah.
This AR-15 will never allow you to take over the government.
Yeah.
Can't have it both ways, buddy.
These
You
are
know
the
what
same
they didn't
people
have
that he's claimed that we almost overthrew the government with 300 dudes with no weapons.
You know what they
Yeah.
didn't have in Afghanistan? F-15s and nukes.
yep.
Yeah.
Just saying. Like, that country's been at war for 2,000 years.
Yeah.
And all they've had is rifles and sticks and stones.
Not
and-
even AR-15.
No.
We give him stingers. We give him stingers to fight the Russians.
Yeah.
Not until the 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Thank you, Hart.
Charlie Wilson.
But yeah, that's what the he was trying to say. The Second Amendment isn't for exactly what the Second Amendment is for. Like,
Yeah, but that's
I
the
mean,
whole argument that the Second Amendment was for hunting.
No.
I'm like,
no.
then why does it include the militia?
It
I've never gone hunting with a militia. Like,
Huh. What are you doing next weekend?
It's like, you gotta go pig hunting, buddy. That's essentially a small militia.
You know what we need to do
Fuck.
instead of doing a dog and knife hunt?
Huh.
We need to fucking just pretty much set up an ambush and do a
do
fucking flanking maneuver.
Just do L shapes on fucking pigs all day.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
That'd be
We
fun.
just lay in a fucking ambush and have guys just push.
We also need a 240 and a tripod.
Exactly.
You
Final
get that
protective
too?
line.
Yeah.
My
you
whole
gotta
thing
have
is
an
that if
FPL,
guns
it's
can't,
actually-
if you're going to
Just
need
go
more than guns to
cycling.
overthrow the government, and I need F-15s and nukes, then there should be no more discussion about gun laws on
Yeah.
anything.
AR-15.
Now,
on anything.
like
Here's the thing about F-15s. If you have enough money,
you can buy an F-15.
you can buy one.
Yeah,
Here's the thing about nukes. If you have enough money, you can buy one.
that's true.
But okay, the thing is,
Yeah, but I don't think you can buy nukes legally. You can legally possess an F-15.
as a pro 2A kind of guy, I would elect not to use a nuke
Yeah.
to take over my own government.
I heard one of the most hilarious.
No, we told you. What are you talking about?
That's
You
if we
literally-
had
we-
to.
we had
No,
a-
that's
we
if
had
that's
a-
if you
we
had
had a
if you
debate,
if
and
you
were
had
like,
3 of them and
Washington,
have to
DC,
drop them.
Washington,
Yeah, we already did this.
That was your answer.
But you said I had to use it.
No, I didn't use my third one.
Yeah, he just held it just in case, bitches.
All right, well.
Yeah, but that wasn't to take over. That was just if you were gonna drop them, where would you drop
I
them?
don't want to take over. I just want to get rid of.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
This is if you were gonna take over, then yeah, you wouldn't want to nuke it.
A couple of years ago, I was having a conversation with somebody. I can't remember who it was, but we were talking about where vehicles are going today's day and age with electric vehicles and stuff like that. And they brought up the fact that
How right were you?
how right was I?
Yeah.
Oh, 100% right.
No.
Because it had nothing to do with electric vehicles. They were like, well, if you just put a small nuclear reactor in a car, it would run forever. I'm like, yeah, until somebody has a head-on collision doing 90.
Yeah. Which
Then
happens every day.
every fucking day. Now we
Every
have just mini nuclear bombs going off
every
all
major
over the
city,
fucking
like-
country.
It's like in Iraq when the IED emplacers, they're just driving down the road and their shit blows up. Like, I know what he was doing. Yep. Self-correcting problem.
Yep. Those were the best.
Those were the. I would
fucking laugh.
I was in a
off.
sniper position and I'm watching this overpass, right? And there's a car driving by and it literally is driving and it blows up and then it fucking crashes, right? Like, that was awesome because I knew exactly what it was.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
His buddy called him on his wrong cell phone. Like, not that one.
no, boom.
Don't answer it.
Yeah, those were my favorite. I was
Dude hit the wrong speed dial. Shit.
I was tower guarding one time, and
I butts dialed.
I was tower guarding one time, and there was a hard ball and then like a fucking little serpentine that came down towards the cop that we were at, and we would catch fucking like IEDs in this fucking at this intersection, all because it's not like they're trying to hide it.
Right.
They'd be like, "Oh, his car's broke down again." With his hood up
In the same spot.
in the same spot. Weird. He's got a shovel. Imagine that, and I'm not allowed to shoot the motherfucker. I just got to wait for him to leave and then call EOD, right? And I'm like, yeah, dickhead did it again. They're like, all right. They go out there and fucking kill it, right? One time he's out there and all of a sudden just boom. I was like, oh, finally. It was like the sweetest thing ever. It was the same guy. He did it all the time. And I was like, can I shoot this motherfucker? They're like, no. I'm like, why not? He's clearly the bad guy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I watched him put the bomb that EOD just went and blew up.
He did it like 3 times while I was on post. So I don't even know if I was the only one that saw him, but 3 times while my ass was on post, I saw him do it. And I was like, dude, clearly a bad guy. Like, what the fuck?
Imagine being the dude setting the bombs. Like, how fucking pissed off would you be? Like, you got this makeshift fucking thing that literally could explode at any moment. And you're going out there and you fucking bust your ass. You dig this hole, you set it up, you get pressure plates, you get out, you're like, oh, fucking good. And you drive off, you're like, I fucking made it. And then you're like getting your little hiding spot and you look and EOD comes in. Thunk, and you're like, fuck. And then you go home, you make another one, you fucking go out there, dig another hole.
We had a cat that set himself on fire.
Well,
So did you guys ever see the dudes that were figured out the trick that they would pour gasoline on the blacktop and it would liquefy the blacktop?
yeah.
So it was super easy to dig through.
Yeah.
Dude was pouring gasoline and smoking a cigarette at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking lit his ass on fire trying to. And
Darwinism.
I was like,
Inshallah.
what the fuck?
Sometimes shit sorts itself out, man. Like,
Fuck.
Dude.
couldn't believe the stupidity over there.
Yeah.
It's like it's genius stupidity too, because the shit that they come up with, you're like,
Oh, bro.
motherfucker,
Yeah.
this is impressive.
Some
like,
of their mortar shit, the most simple shit was like because our counter batteries
block of
kept
ice trick.
fucking
Yeah.
up, so they started
Yeah.
packing ice in the mortar tubes and setting them shits.
and then just wait and walk away and wait for the ice to melt.
Yeah, and then boom, the ice will melt eventually, and then just boom, and it fucking flings it as it should. I was like, fucking it's a time delay fuse for a mortar.
Or when
Good on you.
they were taking fucking rulers, wrapping them in tin foil, and that was their damn pressure plate.
Yeah,
Because the would flex, but they'd stay rigid and separate the gap, and then
yeah.
make the connection, and that's what would set shit off. And it's like, dude, the fucking MacGyver shit that you people came up with,
Yeah,
like
you guys could have been running the fucking world if
you could have
applied yourself
applied this level of
appropriately.
ingenuity to anything else.
Yes, you
But
wouldn't be
they
living
did.
in the fucking 1300s.
They did. If you looked at anything else in that country, structural, fucking all their infrastructure, everything,
Yeah.
it was all done the same way.
Yeah,
Like every bridge that we ever drove over, I'm like, oh fuck, good, we made it. Like,
That's the problem is that there was no like
There's no
professional grade
standard.
anything. It was all MacGyver.
There was no OSHA.
So OSHA.
You ever fucking heard of a handrail? God damn it!
were you guys? I mean, I know you two were there during the beginning. Were they still doing the fucking the fucking decapitation fucking wire underneath bridges and shit?
Yeah.
So when you would drive by. So what do? We ended up getting like engineer spikes that were like this to like stop
Just
it,
hook 'em?
Yeah.
to like hook them and shit. Yeah.
That's like
That
that,
was
rhino
fucking
horn that they
gross.
started sticking on the front of Humvees. Do you know where that? You guys ever see that rhino horn
Yeah.
they're sticking on the front of Humvees because they were using those IR indicators, and so the Humvee engine heat, the IR thing would act as a trigger.
Oh yeah.
So they started putting those rhino horns on it. A fucking E4 came up with that shit because he figured out the IR thing,
Right.
and literally took an ammo box and stuck a glow plug in it.
Oh, yeah.
So when they kick the engine on to start the glow plugs for the Humvee, it would keep that glow plug hot too, and it would just heat the box up.
Nice.
So it would trigger the IED like 15 feet early because you just had this big stick hanging out.
That guy, that E4, if whoever came up with that, had a great chain of command.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee any of us came up with anything that would have saved
Yeah, they'd have said, "Fuck off."
lives, they'd have been like, fuck
No.
you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that guy had a great. But they ended up, and then they actually took this dude's like, it was like a flagpole with a fucking
Yeah.
ammo box on the end of
Yeah.
it, and it worked. And so they sent it back and they started installing them all. But that was that constant.
You had to be fucking constantly
Well, it was the
changing.
constant counter change because then they started doing that. So
Yeah.
then they started retargeting all of the fucking IEDs where they were shooting. You'd had the IR at this and then the fucking IED charge because they were using those fucking EFPs
Yep.
at a 45-degree angle from the IR. So then it would hit, but it would fire it backwards at where the truck position probably was. And those fucking EFPs were those liquid slugs, that concave copper shit that was eating right through trucks.
You guys know the cages that are around strikers?
yeah, the RPG cages.
A Marine that I know fucking invented those.
Yeah.
He got the idea during fucking OIF1 when all the fucking RPGs were hitting Amtrak's, when they were blowing up the grunts packs outside and not penetrating. And he was like, why don't we just put a cage around this shit? Fucking sold his fucking idea. And he's doing very well now.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, the Army,
Well, I think
the
it was
Army
an,
bought it.
it was an
Bought his
E4 or
design.
E5 that came up with that wedge
Yeah,
that went on the bottom
the
of the
pillow?
My boy
no,
was an
the-
E3
that wedge bottom
at the
that
time.
that wedge
yeah.
bottom that they started putting on the bottom of strikers. That
Oh yeah, the fucking
The
hole shape.
deflector?
The deflector hole.
so it was like an E5 that came up with that shit. That was
Yeah.
like, if we just did a thing that pushed all the energy out the sides, it wouldn't punch through the bottom of the truck anymore.
We sandbagged the floors of our Humvees.
Yep, that was our original.
That was
shit.
our up armor.
Yeah, because we had the fucking half doors.
We didn't have doors.
We had half doors. Fucking
Our
half
turrets
doors.
was a tie down strap over the handguard of a 240 on the soft top of
Uh-huh.
of the Humvee with no back.
I was there. I was there for that. Yeah, that was
Because
the-
those Humvees, we thought those Humvees were going to Russia.
And then the fucking Air Force,
And then we ended up in the fucking
cruise
desert.
fucking through in up armors with fucking AC, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why do they have these? They're not even leaving the fucking base,
they
man.
don't need those.
They're in Kuwait. They're not going north. What the fuck?
You know how the Humvees were supposed to go to Russia? Was that fucking heater tube
The fucking
that used to
cold
come out of the
weather
dash
tube?
so that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could stick that shit underneath your blouse and heat your body up?
Fuck yeah.
Like,
I had fucking flight suits on and shit, dude. I'd unzip from the bottom and stick that bitch in there. Oh,
that's how you knew that motherfucker. We were supposed to go to Russia. It was either going to be the Russia or the jungle. That's why
Yeah.
they were super
or
light.
North Korea. It was cold.
Or, yeah, it was cold,
Yeah.
and they were super light, and we had the ability to heat. Then we sent all that shit to the desert, And that's why there were so many modifications that happened.
Yeah.
And that's why we ended up with like 4 radiators and shit.
That makes
on
so
them.
much sense. They didn't know where we were going. That's why when like all of our J lists, all of our fucking mop gear, we had tan pants and
Yeah.
woodland tops,
yeah.
or vice versa.
Yeah.
We had DCUs with a woodland flak jacket.
Because we were prepped to go fight either in the jungle or Russia.
I don't think there was even wrong forethought. I think there was zero forethought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just like, so that's why you go. And those Humvees had like 4 radiators on them because all of a sudden they started adding weight and the engines couldn't handle it. So
Yeah.
then the engine started overheating and they were like, well, instead of redesigning a better vehicle, we'll just strap more radiators on this fucking
Well, I
thing.
think that was a time thing.
It was because they were already there and it was easier to modify equipment that was already in the box
Yeah, I
than it
think
was
all that
to,
shit that's there is loaded onto MPF ships and floated there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So by the time it fucking gets there, you do the
Everything's
MPF
already
offload.
changed anyways.
Everything's already changed. It's already fucking adapted. It's like fuck, man. Like
Yeah.
just
That was
a
the
li-
only nice thing about the fact that
Yeah.
we didn't, like my mission, we didn't fall underneath like Big A Army. We just contacted the J POTIF. So we had direct line and you just call the J POTIF and then just fucking, you could adjust your mission like on the fly.
For me, it was simple little things like, can I take the neck piece off of my body armor so that when I'm behind my sniper rifle, I can actually look through the scope? Fuck no, you stupid motherfucker.
Like how dare you
Like,
fucking ask something
okay.
so stupid? What's
Yeah,
wrong with
like,
you?
Or you gave us woodland flak jackets, and we're gonna take burlap and make ourselves camouflage.
Oh, can't do that.
Nope, can't do that. You're out of uniform.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm at war, bud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, First Sergeant. Have you seen any holsters lying around? I don't know. Have you seen some shaving cream and a razor? Oh, I'm sorry.
I didn't know that was fucking more important.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. I had to take a break from stacking bodies for you while you sat here drinking coffee at the fucking firm base. You
That's
cunt.
the issue of what we were like a 30-year peacetime force that all of a sudden found ourselves at war.
Yeah.
Our
What the
first
fuck,
sergeant
man?
sitting in Kuwait in 03.
Oh, God.
They weren't thinking about war.
No.
They were thinking you couldn't get the garrison out of them. It
Yeah.
was
Bro,
crazy.
I remember
I
after
had a squad leader that was like that too.
Yeah.
dude, after Fallujah.
Well, he was old enough to be a
Right?
Yeah.
He should have been a first
After
sergeant.
Fallujah, I went back to fucking Okinawa, right?
Yeah.
And when I get back, I remember the Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps came to do a fucking like a fucking islands fucking wide run,
Yeah.
right? And it was fucking.
Well, it's only like
terrible.
what, 7 miles?
It was like, well, yeah, no, it was like no. I'm talking about every Marine on the island had to fucking go run with the Sergeant Major, right? So like, it's the formation's so fucking long
Yeah.
that by the time it wraps, you're like seeing the guy that's in the back,
Right.
You know what I mean? And then you
Yeah.
get like the one motard.
You
that has
finish,
to,
he
like, run
starts.
all the fuck way around and shit. Well, and I remember like I showed up, all my shit, I'd gotten medevaced, and all my fucking desert had been like fucking bled on and fucked up, and it was
Yeah.
all unserviceable. My boots were fucked; they were gone. You know what I mean? I had to buy all new shit, and I hadn't fucking gotten it back yet because it was still getting fucking offloaded off the ships and shit, right?
Yeah.
So I show up to this formation wearing fucking tricolor fucking like DCUs, black boots, and they're
Just
like,
ate up like a cock sandwich.
yeah, and they're like, "Fuck's up with you?" And I was like, "This is what I got." And they're like, "Well, you can't wear that. We're fighting. We're running with the Sergeant Major." I was like, "Well, then I'm not running." And they're like, "Yeah, but," and I'm like, "This is what I got. Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like, this is all I got. Like I just got back
Go
from
tell
war."
the sergeant major on me.
Yeah.
I want him to hear my story.
Yeah, I was like, you guys have been chilling in fucking Okinawa because I was fapped out of this I was detached from my parent command to the MEU and then the MEU to the Grunt Battalion,
Yeah.
right? So I went through 3 different fucking commands. I get back to it and they're like, "Hey, why the fuck you fucked up?" I'm like, "Go fuck yourself." Like, dude, like literally my hand just got out of a cast from getting wounded. I'm like, "You're fucking with me? Fuck out of here,"
It's
right?
like going on this moto run.
Yeah. And my first sergeant comes up to me and he's like, "Fahey, what's up?" He was a good dude. He comes up and he's like, "What's up, dude?" He's like, "Fuck's up with your uniform?" And I explained it to him and he's like, "Yeah, don't worry about it. Just run. Fuck it." And I was like, "All right." And he's like, "Anybody fucking talk shit, fucking send them my way." And I was like, "Cool."
Nice.
Sure as fuck, Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps, the highest fucking enlisted rank in the Marine Corps, sees me, whispers to some fucking staff NCO next to him. This staff sergeant runs up and he's like, "Hey, devil, I'm Staff Sergeant so and so. Da 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 da. Who are you?" I was like, "Sergeant Fahey." And he's like, "Sergeant, what's going on? What's up with you?" And I explained to him, "All right, man. Like, look, if there's an issue, you can go talk to my first sergeant. He already told me to fucking, whatever."
Yeah.
I was like, "But this is what happened." And he's like, "You just got wounded?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Come with me." Walks me up to the Sergeant Major. Sergeant Major fucking blah 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 coins me and shit.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm like, "All right,
If you can jump your fucking retarded chain of command.
Yeah.
And go to the guy that actually kind of knows what the fuck's going on. Like, they're going to understand. It is that E6, that E7.
100%.
They're just like, oh, we got to follow the rules. Well, motherfucker,
But
sometimes
see,
you can't.
That is legitimately
Yeah.
the problem across the board
Yeah.
with middle fucking management.
And I don't think it matters.
And
in
I don't
what
care if it's the
industry,
military,
yeah.
civilian side,
Fucking-
Fortune 500, small business. I don't give a fuck what you qualify yourself
You
as.
tell me your middle management doesn't piss you off?
Every day.
Fucking the biggest problem with middle management is these are. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm going to make
Yeah.
sure that every fucking rule gets followed by
Yeah.
you, because if you get me in trouble, I'm going to be pissed off, and then I don't know how to explain it. And if I have to sit down and explain it to genuine leadership, they're going to figure out that I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Right.
So I just need this smoke screen to stay in place for as long as humanly
Yeah.
possible. And so it's what I fucking love about everybody's like, well, in the military, it's military grade, and I'm like, every time I see anything that says military
Right.
grade or mil spec,
I
I'm
don't
like,
want it.
so
I'm
it's
all
way
set.
too heavy and it's broken already.
Yeah.
Like, got
Yeah.
it. Like,
I'm all set, dog.
I'm like, if you've ever dealt with middle management, if you have ever dealt with anybody that ever wore the title like assistant manager, or like anything like that in any industry, or anything with a vice title in front of it, like,
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between a manager and a leader, though.
Yep.
Is they can pick out, like, okay, like there's a good explanation for this rule not being followed.
Let me hear it out.
Yeah, let me hear it.
You know, and if it's
yeah.
fucked, then I'll handle it accordingly.
Like, I'm so happy
You know,
you
like-
said the sergeant major coined you and didn't fucking like write you up or some bullshit.
no,
right?
he was cool as shit,
Yeah.
man.
So I've always viewed it this way: is
Matter of
that
fact, he lives here locally. Sergeant Major Strata.
Really?
Yeah, he lives here locally. He's a former Sergeant Major of the Marine Corps.
Nice.
I've always viewed it this way, that leadership actually operates dynamically. They understand that shit changes and they can execute change.
Semper Gumby, homie.
Managers exist for when you already have something in place and you need them just to make sure it doesn't burn down.
Yeah.
It's like, here's the system and you just need to work the system. You don't need to come up with systems. You're not going to come up with solutions.
Yep.
You're not going to be leading the way. You are just going to manage what you have been handed.
Right.
And there's
Other
a-
people
there's
will
a
actually go
world of
create
difference.
change. And there is a
Yeah.
difference between leaders and managers, and people get so amped over.
Or leadership and boss.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
a boss and a leader, two different fucking things, man. Like, we've all had bosses.
Yep.
And we've all had leaders. We know the fucking difference. It's
And-
like, fuck.
That's fucking. I can't stand managers. I've yet to find a manager that's actually like, "Hey, you're actually useful." And it's like, do you know why you're? You know how I can know you're not useful? You're a manager. That's how I
Yeah.
know you're not useful. You find managers at like Olive Garden. They're not doing anything to change Olive Garden. Like, they're there to make sure the schedule's written. Like, that's their whole fuck. And to deal with Karen when her fucking fettuccine Alfredo didn't come out with her 7 modifications. Like, that's his whole fucking
And her
job.
gluten allergy.
Yeah, like, but he doesn't get to. He has nothing to do with the direction that Olive Garden's going in.
Sure.
He's there to make sure that that building actually maybe is profitable.
Yeah.
That's his only job.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't affect fucking change. He's not a leader. He's a manager.
Yeah.
That's why people say, like, I managed to get by.
That's making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Goddamn, Jazz. I think you're onto something here, bud.
The term manage and manager are never associated with leadership or creating change.
True. I can see that.
Yeah. Like, nobody's ever gone and told stories about these great managers that really changed their life.
Yeah. What'd you get in there, bud?
Some more of the Shillingbridge Irish Stout.
Oh, enjoying that tonight, huh? What are we drinking, boys? I'm on Jameson.
Shillingbridge Lemon Lime Lager.
Ooh,
I got
how's
a,
that?
Crisp and refreshing.
Yeah.
I got a Shillingbridge cider.
God damn, Shillingbridge coming through tonight.
I know.
Fucking lubricating everybody.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking over here on the old standby.
Nothing wrong with it.
Fuck no. What about smokes, man? What you guys got?
I'm out.
I'm out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I got a 7.62 field and a 50 field as a backup.
Yeah, I
Oh,
got-
what the fuck's wrong with
I
you
got a
guys?
6.2 field and a 5.56 Garrison as a backup.
Thanks, Mikey.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, if I'm out and you're out,
Yeah. I think it's
And,
time to
we're
wrap.
ready
We're
for
all
the
out.
beers. I think that's probably about time. So since we managed to get through this one,
That's appropriate. Fuck.
Jed, why don't you lead us out of here?
Yeah.
like, share, and subscribe. Preferably over on YouTube. If you haven't gone and hit those buttons, we'd really appreciate it. We're trying to
Fucking A.
get some sort of following over there because I think we're roughly, I don't know, this far from actually like showing up on an algorithm. Like, I think that's the first goal.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, tell your mom,
Tell your friends.
tell your mom's friends
Yeah.
to go fucking subscribe to us
Yes.
on YouTube.
Fuck.
God damn it.
Jesus. And check out our sponsors, warfightertobacco.com, owellness.us. Use the codes I gave you at the top of the episode. It's Freedom Friends and Freedom Friends 25 over to Wellness. Score yourself some discounts over there.
And until then, 3 little words of wisdom that'll help you.
Well, I'm going to raise my glass first.
Oh, yeah, shit, fuck.
Cheers,
I'm all
buddy.
fucked up.
Thank you for being my Freedom Friends. And as we know, this new angle's a little more difficult, but
I know.
fuck.
I like this.
Gotta actually
I feel
do
so
shit.
far away.
Other than that, fucking
3 little things.
3 little things that'll help you lead a happier life
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or manage.
Managed to get it done.
and manage to get it done. That first one is I'm not doing it. So
I'm
John,
not doing it.
Smoke on.
there you go.
Ooh.
Drink on.
And God damn it, boys.
Boys, freedom the fuck on. Next time. Later. Do you feel like we're dropping our pack sometimes? Or we're just like, meh. Like sometimes it's just like, fuck it.
Every Monday around 6 o'clock.
Yeah.